Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. Um, Obviously, you can read the titles. It says my thoughts and opinions on what we are going to see Thursday morning on Digital Foundry, or better yet, Eurogamer.net website. Of course, I'm talking about Project Scorpio and this, if you will, unwrapping of a console. Now, I don't know if Digital Foundry agreed with Microsoft to show the console, because I don't think Microsoft would go that far to have Digital Foundry show you the physical console and the design. I don't think they're going to do that. So don't expect to see a physical design of a console. I think the main reason why Phil Spencer gave console to Digital Foundry, it's not to show the console, to unveil this console, but it's really to just test, to show and prove that Project Scorpio can handle native 4K 60 frames per second with higher settings. This is why Phil Spencer most likely agreed to do this, so he can back up his point with credibility, because he's been saying all this time that Xbox Project Scorpio, it's a native 4K gaming machine. It can handle everything at high settings at 60 frames per second. So this will be a testament tomorrow to prove, and it's also going to boost the sales once he officially announces and relieves, shows this console, reveal it. I meant to say reveal it. Once he reveals this console on June, then the sales going to be even more skyrocketing. Okay. So originally I was going to do some live streams tonight, but I'm just too tired, man. I'm just too exhausted to do any live streams. I figured let's do some vlogs. Let me talk about this for a minute. And Persona 5, I'm going to do it over the weekend. I'll do it on Friday. I might do a little bit of it tomorrow night around 10 o'clock. I might do a couple of hours. But on Friday and Saturday, I'll go for 10 hours of live stream. I'll see if I can do 10 hours with some short little breaks here and there. Persona 5 has got high scores across the board on all of the websites and all of the gaming reviewing YouTube outlets out there. They all gave it 9.5, 9.7, nothing below 9. It's sold 9 and up. So it's like it's got really high scores, man. It's like a really great Japanese animated role-playing game. So now let's talk about this right here. This is a Eurogamer.net, as you can see right here. And this is the website that's also in partnership with Digital Foundry. So you will see this morning, you will see it here on their website talking about the specs and what the console can do and the tests. And then you will see it on their YouTube channel as well. But I don't think you will see, I just like to point this out, I don't think you will going to see a cosmetics. You're not going to see design of a console. They're not going to show that. They are not, the Microsoft will not reveal that. Okay, that's for E3. So, and I don't think you'll be able to pre-order the console tomorrow. That's, I believe, on E3. Then what would be the point of E3 if you're gonna do that right now? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? They're just doing this. Phil Spencer is doing this tomorrow to prove his point and back it up. So it's not, hey, look, it's me saying it. It's actually here. A company, independent company in United Kingdom that mostly does Sony, tests and some Xbox tests here and there, but mainly they're Sony oriented, are going to test the console and they're going to show you the test results. It's like taking it to the lab and then you see the test results. It's kind of like that. And I like the fact that he's doing this because now everyone will be able to look and see and say, hey, look, Phil Spencer, it's not bullshitting. He actually truly means this, that this is truly a native 4K 60 frames per second console. This is a native 4K console. This is a true next generation console that we have been waiting for. But I think that's what he's trying to come across. This is the console that he really wanted us to have from the get-go. Okay, so, and I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow. It's just to put some credibility to the claims. Okay, all we've been hearing is claims. Claim this, claim that, claim this, claim that. And I'm so glad that Phil Spencer will put these claims to sleep, to the rest. Okay, because then everyone else will be able to shut up and say, okay, look, there's a test results. This is a native 4K console. Good news. And I hope the results are really good because I want Project Scorpio to be successful. I want it to be great. Now, let's read a little bit about this segment here. Let's go through here. Let's read about it. This is, remember, from Eurogamer.net. So let's read about it. Okay, let's go over here. The race for 4K gaming has begun. PlayStation 4 Pro is the marketplace, and while success in supporting Ultra HD gaming varies dramatically between releases, an established series of techniques is in place that is already capable of effectively servicing a 4K resolution. Okay, so just basically they're saying there's already a console, PlayStation 4 Pro, that can actually do 4K gaming, but not natively, but close to it, with certain variations. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go back to this segment right here. In the wake of E3 2016 reveal of the new Project Scorpio console, Microsoft began to share details with developers on how they expect to see 4K supported on its new hardware. A white paper was released on its development portal entitled Reaching 4K and GPU Scaling Across Multiple Xbox Devices. It's fascinating outlook on Microsoft Ultra HD plans, and it also reveals more about the Scorpio hardware itself for starters. Xbox One S contentious ESRAM is gone. That means that now the Project Scorpio is fully unlocked. You got a fully unlocked DirectX 12 capable machine. A small but ultra-fast array of embedded static memory is integrated into Xbox One processor. Okay, let's get to the important parts right here. Okay, let's read this right here. They were just giving you some basics knowledge of what's inside the Xbox One S and the Xbox One original, and then they're then showing you then Project Scorpio and what Project Scorpio has. So Project Scorpio, it's like really, it's like a brand new console. You can't even call it Xbox One because it's a brand new console. A brand new console. Everything about it is brand new. The RAM, the teraflops, everything's brand new. Now let's read about it. There are other clues to Scorpio final hardware setup within the white paper. These are like schematics they got and everything. The 6 teraflop GPU is once again confirmed with GPU compute power rated at around 4.5 times the capabilities of the Xbox One. 4 times more L2 cache is also confirmed. A new detail also does not tell us that much, except that the GPU architecture in Scorpio is at least as modern AMD Polaris. So I take that back. They're not going to be using DirectX 12. This is they're thinking it's an AMD's Polaris, and AMD Polaris architecture is definitely something that I can see Project Scorpio taking a full advantage of it. Let's read some more here. Actually, they are going to be able. Let me see. I'm just reading what it says. I'm just trying to get some info. Microsoft also strongly advocates the use of dynamic resolution scaling with the white paper, and it describes it as titles aliasing vector render targets in the same virtual address space, and at the running time chooses which to index, increasing decreasing resolution. Okay. So they're going to be using DirectX 12, but it's going to be kind of like it's going to vary. They're going to try to keep that frame rate, constant frame rate, so they can go scale it up and down a little bit with some textures. Look, the whole point is what the Xbox, I don't want to confuse you with all the technical jogger. What they're basically saying is that the Xbox Project Scorpio is going to be able to render a lot of these games as close to as a PC, pretty much. So if you get a high end or well, let's say from mid range to high end graphics cards from AMD, you're gonna be able to have the same exact performance on the Project Scorpio. So this is a good news, and the fact that you're gonna be able to use DirectX 12 is truly remarkable, because now that developers will have DirectX 12 at their hands to use it, and on top of DirectX 12, they're gonna have full 6 teraflops to unlock, and on top of 6 teraflops, they're also gonna have a more memory RAM as well. So this is going to help developers try to achieve high fidelity in graphics and resolution. Uh, like this is just a white paper. Look, they don't. This is just something. This is not official. I'm reading something that's from like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. They're guessing as to what they think Scorpio might have. Tomorrow we're gonna know exactly what Scorpio will have. Let's go back and let's go back over here. Let's see if we can go exit out of here. Uh, let's go to the Amazon here. Let's see what they say. Okay, let's read this. This is a interesting forum right here. Let's read about it. This is on Amazon. It says that Xbox Scorpio specs are coming on Thursday by Eric Friedrichsen. In just about 24 hours, we'll know a lot more about Project Scorpio, Microsoft's successor to the Xbox One. Industry insiders said earlier this week that we'll likely learn more about the system, and Eurogamer's Digital Foundry team has confirmed that they'll have the hard specs on Thursday. To clear up the speculation, Digital Foundry will have an exclusive Scorpio reveal on Eurogamer this Thursday, 2 p.m., 6 a.m. Pacific. So they are going to show you the console, and they are going to reveal what the console can do. That's pretty cool. What do we know so far? We don't know much. Microsoft said at E3 last year that we can expect a system that can run at 6 teraflops, yada yada yada. Okay, that it's supposed to be, the true native 4K machine. So this Thursday reveal should give us a clear idea of the system power beyond that simple teraflop rating. Digital Foundry has consistently been one of the best destinations for technical insights into game consoles, and the team hasn't been afraid to pull punches. The Microsoft is giving them exclusive show that they know where the community goes for that kind of information, and they are pretty confident in what Digital Foundry will have to say about it. Okay, at the end says right here, don't expect this to include much information about the games. So this is really okay. Look, this is what I'm thinking. Now let me give you my thoughts. Okay, I just read through some of these uh, websites, went to the Eurogamer.net. I did this to let you guys know that I am doing research, that I do go to these websites and I do learn and I do try to get the accurate information of it, okay? And now that you have seen me read that, now that you have seen me go through that, now let me give you my thoughts. What I think and my speculations to what we're going to see on Thursday morning. This is honestly what I truly believe we're going to see with the Digital Foundry revealing the Project Scorpio specs. Number one, I don't think, again, this is my guess, this is my opinion, so keep that in mind. I personally don't think we are going to see a design of the console. We're not going to see how it looks. They're not going to show us that. I think what we're going to see tomorrow morning is what this console can do, what specs are. I think the first thing they're going to mention is the specs. Okay, what's inside a console, what it can do, and then they're going to talk about how well it runs certain games. Are they going to give him Forza 7? It's possible they might give him Forza 7. Who knows? Or they might be doing Forza 6, showing how Forza 6 runs on native 4K and how it's different from the Xbox One. But I really don't think they're going to show you the console. I don't think Microsoft would agree to that, because then what would be the point of E3 show? I mean, still you can do E3 show, you can, show the games and whatnot. But I think the reason Phil Spencer is doing this is to show that it's not just Microsoft telling you this is why you should buy it. This is why this is a native 4K console. They want you to hear third parties, independent parties that has nothing to do with Microsoft tell you in their own words, hey, we tested it, these are the specs, and this is what Scorpio can do. And I think this is a smart idea. I think this approach that Phil Spencer is using, it's very smart. And it only shows you how smart he really is. Because he learned his lesson with the mess that was handed to him in 2013. Remember? That was a mess that was handed to him with the whole Kinect thing and the big VCR and the ridiculous pricing. Okay, what was it? $500, $600, something like that. So, I think this is a smart strategy on how to truly push the sales of a console. What he's doing tomorrow, 2 months prior to June of E3 Los Angeles press conference, he's letting you know 2 months prior to that hey, here's a third party, here's a company in England, in UK, that has nothing to do with Microsoft. They're not our patrons. We're not sponsoring them. They're not our partners. They have nothing to do with Microsoft. They're totally independent, and we're giving them our console for them to test it and give you the test results and also give you the specs. So that way you're hearing it from someone else who's independent, as to oppose from me, Microsoft, Phil Spencer, letting you know that I'm telling you this is the native 4K machine. So I think this is a very smart idea as to what Microsoft and Phil Spencer is trying to do. Now, my honest opinion is Project Scorpio going to be a really great console machine. Look, I'm confident 100% without any questions. Project Scorpio, it's a true native 4K console machine. And it's the first native 4K console machine. And it's probably going to be the most powerful one at the moment when it gets released later on this year in November. And I say November 15th is because they want to mark that original Xbox One release, and also marks the date of the original Xbox in 2001 in November. So it's going to be November for sure, and it's just right around the corner for holidays, so it makes total sense. Okay. I personally believe that Scorpio is, without a doubt, it's going to be a powerhouse, and it's going to give us that true native 4K gaming that we want. You're going to be happy to feed your TV with a native 4K and a 4K. Not only are you going to be able to play all of your games in native 4K HDR, but at the same time you'll be streaming native 4K HDR from the console and then watching 4K HDR Blu-ray movies on that console as well. So it's going to be really a tour de force 4K machine. Okay, and it's going to sell very good, and it's going to be very successful. There's no question about that. My only fear, and when I do this, when I go like this, what I'm doing is I'm praying, I'm hoping. This nothing to do with some Freemasonry bullshit. Somebody used to tell me, when you do this, you're a Freemason. First of all, man, you don't even know nothing about Freemasonry to even know what their secret handshakes are and what they do. Okay, so anyway, because the reason I mention this is because some asshole would come to my channel and say, this guy's a Freemason. Even if I was, do you really think I would fucking tell you that I was? But I'm not, okay? So let's continue. What I was about to say, I truly pray, okay, I pray and hope that this E3 show in June, Phil Spencer will come up on stage, obviously give us the price, reasonable price, release date November, which I'm sure is going to be November. But above all, I pray and hope to see some groundbreaking new first party AAA exclusive games come out late 2018, early 2019, third quarter of 2019. I want to see some really, really first party AAA Xbox Scorpio games that take full advantage of the console. Okay? To me, that is the key. If I'm going to be playing the same exact games, third-party games, they're available on PC and the Scorpio, then what's the point? If I can build a PC, high-end PC, and play the same 4K HDR games on the PC, then what would be the point of me getting the Scorpio? So I just hope and pray that Phil Spencer is going to give us plenty of new first-party AAA games. At least 5. How about 5? Or even 4? I'll tell you what, give me 4 or 5. I'll accept that. I'll be happy with that. If you can give me 5 AAA exclusive games, then I'll be happy with that. Just give me 5. But 10 would be great. 10 would be great. So that's how I feel. Honestly, tomorrow we'll know more. These are just my thoughts, my opinions. So remember, everything I say here, it's my opinions. This is what I think, and this is why you come to my channel, to see what I think. So I'm doing this for you, letting you know what I think, what's inside my head, and letting you know. So to end this video, I think, as I said earlier, we're not going to see how the console looks. We're just going to learn about the specs, full specs, and then how well it runs and what are the test results. And I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow. All right, and also Friday, Saturday, there's going to be a Persona 5 marathon. So I'm going to go for 10 hours with Persona 5 on Friday. I might do a couple of hours tomorrow night, but then on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, guys, get ready for I'm going to go for like 10 hours. So I'm going to try to push in like 20 hours to 25 hours throughout the weekend. So that's going to be like 25 hours of live stream footage from Persona 5. So there's going to be plenty of Persona 5. So get ready for that marathon. It's going to be a big, big marathon of truckload of Persona 5. And that's what I'm going for. So anyway, hopefully you like this video. Remember, as I said earlier, this is just my opinion. This is what I think. And why don't you guys let me know what you think? Leave a comments down below. And if I don't get to your comments right away, it doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means that I don't have time at the moment, because I am busy, man. Besides working my day job and doing this and my private life, doing other things. So trying to squeeze in that time, to squeeze it in and find the available schedule, it's really not easy, So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you didn't, and if this ugly face has somehow triggered you, well, good. That's good. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care.